In this Chord Mania video, we're doing the A7 chord. This is actually a fairly simple chord to play. And I'm going to show you how to play it up and down the neck, which will require a bar chord. But also, since it's a seventh chord, it's going to have 4 notes. So let's talk about it. To play the A7, just got to open 4th string, first finger on the 3rd string 1st fret, open 2nd string, and open 1st string, and that's it. This may be one of the easiest chords to play on the ukulele, so A7. Now, let's talk about what notes are in this chord. So if we hit this open 4th string, that's a G note. 3rd string 1st fret is C sharp. Open 2nd string is E, and then 1st string is A. So we have, in the proper order for the A7 would be A, C sharp, E, and G. So those are the 4 notes if you were looking at them based off the scale. And the scale that we're looking at is the A major scale. So let me relate this chord to that scale. The A major scale is this. And the notes are A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A. Now when you think of a 7th chord or a dominant chord, what you want to think about is the flat 7th. And so what that means is the flattened 7th degree of the A major scale, which is A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp is 7. But remember, if I said flat 7, it's going to move it 1 fret to the left. So instead of G sharp here on the 2nd string 4th fret, you're going to move it down 1 fret to the 2nd string 3rd fret, and that note is G. And that's why it's flat 7, and that's why we play this open G chord for the A7 chord. So we have A is part of the chord, which that's our first note, right? Coming from the scale, A, 2nd, B, but then the 3rd is C sharp, so A, C sharp, then you got, so this is a 3rd degree, 4th degree is D, 5th degree is E, so A, C sharp, and E, the 1, 3, 5, and then A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp. Again, that's the 7th, but we want flat 7, so we play the G natural. So there's your 4 notes of the chord, A, C sharp, E, and then G natural, and that's what makes it dominant. And the dominant chords or 7th chords give a little bit more of a bluesy or jazzy sound. It's kind of cool. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this shape and I'm going to show you how to slide it up and down the ukulele neck. In order to do that, you have to remember where the root of this chord is. So the root of this chord is the open 1st string, because there's your A note when you're playing the A7. So no matter where I play this chord, whatever that 1st string is, whatever note that is, that's the name of this chord. And of course, it's a 7th chord. So notice we have 3 open strings for this chord. So when we move it up, we have to also move up our 1st finger to account for the open string. So let's move it up 2 frets. So we got A7. I'm going to move the 1st finger up 2 frets. So that means we'd have the note here on the 3rd string, 3rd fret, except I'm going to do a different finger. Instead of my 1st finger, I'm going to rotate to my 2nd finger. And now to play the open 4th, 2nd, and 1st, I'm going to move those up 2 frets. And so that means I now have to add the bar. The bar is going to be my 1st finger here, just laying flat over all 4 strings. And so that's on the 2nd fret. And then just add that finger I told you about, the 2nd finger on the 3rd string, 3rd fret. Now I'll play the chord. Notice it's going to take a little bit more pressure with the left hand to get all the notes clear. And what is the name of this chord? Remember, it's whatever this 1st string is for this particular shape. And so on the 1st string, 2nd fret is B. So this particular shape is B7. You know, you might hear it on songs like this. Like Dock in the Bay has that great G chord right to the B7 chord. Now, B7, what happens if we take it up 1 more fret? So literally just taking this whole shape and sliding it up 1 more fret, and now I have, again, whatever this 1st string is, that's on the 3rd fret is C, so this is C7. Move it up to the 4th fret. That's the bar I'm referring to, the 4th fret. Now this is either C sharp, 7 or D flat 7. And you can just keep on going up. One more. Now we're on the 5th fret. That's D7. One more. D sharp 7 or E flat 7 and so forth. And you can keep on going all the way up and down. So now the 7th chord, if you see any 7th chord besides just the A7, well, first you have the A7 now if you see that one. But now if you come across another A7 or another 7th chord like C7 or D7, now you just got to think of this shape, remember where the notes on the 1st string are, and then use this chord shape and move it up to the right fret. So notice how cool it is. We can just take one chord shape, in this case the A7, and just by moving up and down the neck, we now open it up to a whole bunch of different chords, in this case 7th chords. So what you want to do is get this A7 shape memorized and remember it. Remember the 4 notes, A, C sharp, E, and G. And then remember how to move it up and down the neck, and always remember the root for this shape is on the 1st string. All right, so what I was doing here at the end here is I'm just playing the A7, and then I'm just playing this little shift. It's just a G7 shape, a different shape. I'll show it to you real quick, but we'll do this in different lets. Just open 4th string, 2nd finger on the 3rd string 2nd fret, 1st finger on the 2nd string 1st fret, and then my 3rd finger is on the 1st string 2nd fret. So I'm going A7, but instead of this G7, I'm actually doing it 1 fret up and then back down. And that's all I'm doing. So A7, that shape, and then G7. All right, we'll see you in the next lesson.